trying to get comfortable before I do this video. The abundance that you seek is seeking you, but you need to recognize that your life is an algorithm. As I'm about to bring this video to you and I'm about to channel the message that has been brought for you, I have to be so honest with you in saying that the people that are watching this video are the people that are feeling like they're stuck, like you have no abundance, like you're not going to find joy, like life is not going to get better and this is your lot. And it's like Spirit is saying you've got to tell them that's not the case. You've got to tell them that the abundance is waiting for them. They just have to understand that their life is an algorithm. And it's like I had a real pinnacle moment this morning when I was allowing myself to tune into Spirit and sitting there with my vibration and connection. And Spirit was saying, your life is like an algorithm in the sense, just like TikTok, just like YouTube, just like Facebook. What you consume, what you give energy for, you are attracting and vibing at. And when you look at the algorithm, and you look at the algorithm on TikTok and people say, oh, I don't know why I'm seeing all of this drama, all of this stuff. And then you say to them, well, are you watching it? And they're like, oh, yeah. That is why the algorithm is picking that up. The algorithm is picking up the things that you are consuming and believes that's what you want. And your life is like this. Your life is vibing like this. When you're showing up to your life and you're so scared of letting go because letting go feels painful. Letting go of that job, letting go of that relationship, letting go of a dynamic so that it can change in a friendship. Because you're scared of letting go. But holding on is even painful, far more painful. When you're, and I had to learn this. When I was showing up to my life, I had to look at each day, what am I showing up to? Like, if I'm scrolling TikTok all day, but I've got a business I want to set up, is my business going to succeed when I'm committed more to scrolling TikTok, finding out how to do a business, than actually putting some time into that business? Of course not. Because how can anything grow that I'm not putting energy into? If I'm showing up to friendships and I want healthier friendships about drama or arguing, but yeah, I'm arguing all the time, or I'm holding myself back from saying how I feel, or I'm allowing behavior that's hurting me, how am I going to have healthy friendships and relationships? They're not just going to happen overnight. If I want to feel fulfilled in a job, if I want to enjoy getting up for work, it's not just going to change one day. I'm not just going to suddenly wake up and love work. No, I've got to realise I'm not happy in the job that I'm in. I've realised that actually I've got to try and find a job or look for a job or educate myself to get into a job that is more aligned to me. All of you are just waiting, I feel because it was me. You're just waiting for your life to change and get better because, well, it's just going to get better, isn't it? If I just keep showing up to life, it's just going to get better. But that's not true. What will happen is it will get better for a period of time because that's how the seasons of life work. You go from summer to autumn to winter to spring. So, of course, it's going to roll around again where things are going to feel all right. But without the tools to understand how to actually really enjoy a winter, even when a winter's here. Because a winter serves something. Everyone has to go through feeling stuck, having contemplation. They have to go through assessing their life, which is a period of winter and autumn. But suffering that is actually man-made. People suffer, you suffer your down periods because you don't believe you can have anything more. And when you're in your happy periods or when you're enjoying something, you can't fully be present in that happy period because you're waiting for the bad period. You can't fully enjoy summer because, oh, well, there was too much rain. Or it's not actually about what externally is going on. It's how you show up to it. And this is the thing with the algorithm. If you're on TikTok and you're like, no, actually, I don't want to watch that anymore. I want to watch something that's uplifting me. You're naturally going to see a vibrational change in your life because your vibration is naturally going to change watching something that uplifts you. You're going to, even watching this video, you're going to get something from it and feel, yeah, my life is worthy of more. Yes, I am worthy of that abundance. Everyone is worthy of abundance. I was one of those people that was trapped in victimhood, trapped in my life, trapped in feeling like I'm never going to be happy. Things are never going to get better. Life is shit. I've just pulled the shit straw. I've been through too much trauma, so I'm never going to heal. And what I had to realise is with the algorithm of my life is I was more committed to my pain than I was to my healing, because I was so intent on fighting my pain, so intent on being angry that I shouldn't have this pain, instead of learning to understand what this pain was. It's like the algorithm on TikTok. Instead of understanding why am I watching this, well, actually I'm watching these videos because I'm trying to escape my own life, because it makes me feel better when I watch somebody else's shit, because it makes me feel less like I'm shit. When you realise that, you go, actually, maybe I don't want to consume it no more because it's making me feel worse. What you're doing is you're showing up to the algorithm, you're understanding why you're choosing it, and then you don't have to eradicate it full stop. Like, you can still watch his stuff, but you don't consume it as much. You don't sit there scrolling endlessly feeling shame for the fact you've been on your phone for so long. Quite often, without us realising it, we can become addicted to our own pain and suffering. I know I was. And this is why I teach it in my trauma therapy classes and in the healing work. Because what happens is, the more you consume stuff that's of a lower vibration, that is escaping you from your own pain, but it's somebody else's pain, the more the chemicals in your body are being produced for flight and flight, for feeling anxious, the more then you choose behaviours that are anxious driven. Oh, I won't go out today because I'm feeling shit. Or I'm just going to cancel my friend. Or actually, I'm not going to tell my friend how I feel because I'm just fucking fed up. I'm just going to isolate myself. The more you show up to the algorithm of life that is challenging you and dense, and you just keep showing up to the same stuff, the more you're going to feel that. The more you're going to keep producing the same chemicals, cortisol, adrenaline, But when you start watching things that light you up, things that trigger something different in your brain starts to look at a new way of wiring. It starts to go, oh, maybe that conditioned part of me that's seen life as shit could actually realise that I think life feels shit because I'm so used to looking at everything as if it's shit because that's all I've known, that actually I'm going to start training my brain to see the things I am grateful for, the things I am happy for. Because if I'm honest, the majority of you, if not all of you that are watching this, because of your experiences in your life, because of the things you've been through, your brain is wired to look for problems. Your brain is wired to see problems, look for problems. Your brain is wired to try and protect yourself from everything because that's what it's had to do. So now what's happening is your default mechanism, your default brain wiring, your default coping mechanisms are all from your past wounding, but they're not serving you no more. Yes, at one point you needed to have that brain like that because growing up you needed to protect yourself. You needed to know when to appease. You needed to know when to shut down. You needed to know when to just be on autopilot. But now in adulthood, now you want to thrive. You deserve the abundance. You're stuck in that loop of seeing problems, finding problems, creating problems, seeing, finding, creating, living, shutting down, autopilot, flight or flight, seeing, finding, creating, living, flight or flight. You've got to interject that wiring somewhere. And it does come from something as simple as scrolling TikTok less or choosing what you watch on TikTok. Integrating something in your life weekly, if not daily. Maybe daily's too much, especially initially. We're used to our behaviours of doing the same thing. So weekly, taking an hour a week to sit and reflect on things. To get some journal prompts, to get some self-reflection book, do you know what? The people that say to me, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to... Without being rude, which was once me, we were the people or are the people that actually are trying, our brain is trying to find every reason not to do it. Your brain is coming up with all the reasons of why it can't do it, shouldn't do it, haven't got time to do it. Because there is no one place to start. You just start anywhere. You buy a journal. You watch a podcast. You watch a YouTube. You follow me on TikTok. You follow me on Facebook. You work with me. You work with somebody else. You start somewhere. It's not a race. So there's no one place to start. Not everyone starts at the same place. Not everyone works on the same things to begin with. Because The abundance is waiting for you, my friend, I promise you, because this is why this video is brought to you. I've been brought to you because I vibe high. I've done my healing work. I'm doing my healing work. I understand this because I've changed my life. I've literally changed my life. So if I can do it, I know that you can. And I know that that starts. So if you want somewhere to start, that starts with looking at the algorithm of your life. If the only way that you connect with your friends is gossiping and drinking and whatever else you may do, maybe look at that. Maybe actually go, I want to connect with my friends in a different way. So I'm going to take some time out because the way I connect with them doesn't help me. I'm not going to watch as many TikToks on this drama that I've been watching because actually it's consuming me. Look at your life as an algorithm. Actually, I've been in for 4 days running. I'm going to walk to the shop. And people go, and you may go, oh, how ridiculous. It's only walking to the shop. You've made yourself believe that your first step has to be this great big step. That actually you have to push yourself. No, your first step has to be the tiniest step. Rome wasn't built in a day. If you're going to change anything, it has to be tiny. The tiny step of, I haven't been out for 4 days, I'm going to take a shower. People go, oh, that's the basic thing you should do. Or hang on a minute. When people are suffering or in places that they're at their lowest, taking a shower is a really big thing. Taking that small step, learning that actually your body is in a perpetuating state of flight or flight because your brain is being filled with things externally that's not fueling a vibrational change, but also your brain can't lead your body to feel safe, can't bring the abundance that you deserve because it's constantly wiring itself to look for problems. So how do you get out that wiring? You start a gratitude journal. I sell them on my website, but you don't have to look at mine. You could create your own. Every day you find one small thing to be grateful for. Because what that does is, that's not a fandangled, stupid thing to do or like a holistic thing to do that, you know, a lot of people say. It's a tangible, evidence-based, neuroplasticity changing thing. Children who have grown up in environments where they had to be on guard because there was unregulated parents, parents who had addictions, parents who may be abusive or neglectful, parents who would just stress themselves, bless them, parents who are going to... A child is in flight or flight. So you've had to look for everything you need to protect yourself from. Dad's in a mood, I'm going to take myself upstairs. Mum feels stressed today. School is stressful. Friendships are stressful. So you've got to realise that your brain is now wired that way, but it's not wired that way forever. It's just the default programming. And to change that default programming, so you're not naturally going to find joy in anything. How can you attract the abundance or feel the abundance if you don't know how to actually see it? Because most of you will be able to go on a great day out, but feel a bit numb or just feel like that was great. Why? Because you haven't rewired the schnapps in your brain to be able to truly immerse yourself in that moment, to be able to enjoy it. Because what you're doing is, the times you go out with your children, you're like, have I got enough money? Is the bus going to be on time? Are we going to be able to enjoy ourselves? Are we going to get enough rides? You're always going to look for something to be fearful of that day. Or I'm going out with my friends, I'm really excited. Am I going to feel nervous? Am I going to have a panic attack? Because your brain is trained and primed and conditioned to look for that. So no wonder you can't feel abundance, my friends. But it's there waiting for you, I promise you, because you wouldn't be watching this video, you wouldn't be watching it. Spirit says, please, this is your sign. This is your sign because life deserves to be different for you. And the sign is... more of this content, more of time for yourself. Don't create a tick list of what you think you need to do to be happy. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to stop smoking. Because that's going to shut you down and overwhelm you. Change one small thing. I promise you, I changed my life from just watching podcasts to begin with. Well, actually, it weren't podcasts. I was watching videos to begin with on trauma and how to heal. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't do anything. I was traumatized. I was a mess. I was in psychosis. I literally panic attacking 10 times a day. All I could do in the very beginning, first and foremost, was meditate, was sit and listen to calming music to calm my nervous system down. Secondly, after I calmed my body down, and I did one thing at a time. one thing. I chose one thing to do. For a period of months and months and months, that one thing was going out for a couple of hours every few days, allowing myself to feel the air, to remind myself I was safe, to not put pressure on myself to have to talk to people or connect to people, just to be in that couple of hours. And then I would run home and I would be in my safe space. This is coming to you because you are worthy of something different. Everyone is, but you are ready. You don't think you are, but I will hazard a guess that you've watched some of my other videos. And if this is your first time here, this is not a coincidence. I've been on a real extensive healing journey for 13 years. I mean, from so much. And I know that I'm here to share these channeled messages, to share the knowledge that I have, to share the wisdom that I have, to help unlock, empower, encourage, hold a space for people that are wanting something different in their life, that are knowing that their life, their paradigm, the stage that we're in does not serve them anymore. You're worthy of abundance and it's waiting for you. Happiness, abundance, connection, it is waiting for you, and this is your sign. Comment below. Ask me a question, pick my brain, share with me how actually you do feel it's time now for you to change things. And again, change actually doesn't come in making that change. It comes first and foremost in the realization that, yeah, I want change. That's the first thing you ever have to do. Not change anything. Sit with, yeah, actually, I want change. So I'm going to bring a couple of videos in the next few days. I'm going away. I'm really, really excited. The age of Aquarius is a very powerful age. I can feel the energy of authenticity running through so many people's veins, mine included. No more are we having the fear of showing up. And even when we do have the fear of showing up anyway. And that, if anything, I can tell you that the fear of showing up is real. Face the fear and do it anyway. Oh, mwah, namaste and love to you all.